Consumer behavior is the study of why consumers buy products. In advertising, it is important to understand how images and text provoke different buying decisions. Your textbook focuses on B2B buying motivations from a marketing approach, which is valuable to understand. In Module 10's lecture, the text is from an advertising standpoint, which is meant to further extend your knowledge base and to help you understand how advertisements affect buying motivations and how different advertisements are perceived by the consumer. Situational motivation in advertising is when an advertisement is strategically placed offering a product or service that may be the only option available. Imagine you are hungry and walking down the road with no food in sight, and you see an ad for Chick-fil-A. You start thinking about chicken. You hop in the car and see the restaurant Chick-fil-A. You may not realize that Chick-fil-A was already top of mind because of a situationally placed advertisement, but you may find yourself heading through the drive-thru. Atmospherics has many forms, but one most all of you should be familiar with is the atmospherics of a store. Atmospherics is a technique that stores use to maximize your time in the store and encourage particular buying decisions. Most stores want you to feel comfortable, but that doesn't change the fact that they have a strong motivation to make you spend more money. Atmospherics can be bought by advertisers. This image is of a woman shopping in a store. If you look to the side, you can see an advertisement for a particular brand. One place advertisements tend to be always is above the makeup. These advertisements are encouraging styles and colors of particular brands, which can be bought below. Social situations play a role in our buying decisions. Have you ever wondered where a friend got a cool product, or seen a product which you didn't love until you saw someone else with it? Or have you ever seen an advertisement with a friend and they told you how wonderful the product was, and then you decided you wanted one of your own? Shopping with a friend can change your views before you know it. When we see an advertisement, we use what we have learned to influence our family and friends as well. Time is one of your biggest friends in advertising. Time changes the way an advertisement looks, feels, and motivates consumers. Let's say you are advertising a city, and you are in charge of deciding the layout of your sign. If you use time to your advantage, you can turn a basic sign into a landmark advertisement for your city. How about TV advertisements? Reasons for purchases. As a consumer, you have a reason to purchase something. You may not always be aware of the reason, but oftentimes you will think of one. The reason to purchase is where an advertiser wants to be. The advertiser needs to understand who their target audience is and help them along the buying funnel. Advertisements do this in many ways. Advertisements that invoke a mood that are desired are highly effective. Let's say you are advertising workout clothing and your target audience is 18 to 24-year-old women. Look at this advertisement. Do you see what mood they are selling? Is it not only that their workout clothing is interesting, but also that women feel happy and comfortable in them? Many athletic apparel companies realized their target audience was wearing the clothing because it made them feel comfortable even outside the gym. Advertisers had found that consumers' self-concept is very powerful. How do you see yourself? The challenge with advertising to someone's self-concept is that they are often constantly changing. Here is a few advertisements where the images are trying to attract a consumer's self-concept. A young man who sees himself as high class. A young woman who sees herself as trendy. A woman who loves the outdoors. Gender advertising has been around for over 70 years. Gender advertisers have found that more women than men make the family's buying decisions, but that currently more men are beginning to take a portion of the family buying budget and starting to purchase their own products. So many advertisements now are beginning to focus on men. Men buyers are motivated in a different way than women buyers are. Many of the ways that advertisers worked to focus on women no longer work. Men tend to focus more on achievement and status. Age. Most people don't actually relate with the age that they are or their chronological age. Look at the girl in this advertisement. She definitely relates with an older age than she is. This image would work well for a younger girl than her that wants to appear older. The ad would give the younger girl an image to try to obtain. Cognitive age is the age that people feel that they are. The girl in the last advertisement would be more likely to relate with the girl in this ad because she relates with an older girl, or an older woman that is attracted to youth may find this advertisement for boots appealing. It is important to know if you are appealing to chronological age or cognitive age. Stage of life is an important advertising tool in your toolkit. Stage of life advertising is highly targeted by the important purchases a consumer makes during the transitional stages, such as birth of a first child, when a family spends several $100s to get the necessities for their new baby. This is when an image of a happy baby in a stroller can spark a purchase. Surprisingly, stage of life advertisements can also use the new emotions a person feels in the stage of life. A mother with a young child may be more responsive to a charity ad that features a poor child crying. Another stage of life that has a large buying potential is older individuals. They can relate with another couple playing with their grandchild, selling any number of items, from clothing to medications. Shock advertising has an advantage because it stands out amongst the crowd and sticks in someone's mind, which aids in future recall of a product. Shock advertising is a bit like gambling, though. Sometimes you can win big and sometimes you can lose big. If you were to see this ad, you would stop and actually look at what the man is doing. If you thought it was funny or interesting, you may like the brand's effort. If you find it unusual and tasteless, you may make a mental note to avoid the brand. Subliminal advertising is an attempt at reaching consumers where they don't expect an advertisement. Subliminal advertising is highly effective but can also be very costly. Take this image below. If this image was in a movie that showed the main character paying for an item, the viewer would associate the credit card brand with the main character. And if it is a likable character, then a positive association forms a subliminal message to the consumer. Social class. Consumers are more focused on social class than they realize, and most people size up products by which class the product broadcasts. Surprisingly, there are classes of people that relate with being low class. People that are low class but want to seem high class. High class people that want to seem low class, or high class people that want to appear like they don't care, and high class people that are ostentatious and love flaunting their high class status. Volkswagen, especially the bus, has always been associated with low class or hippie individuals. But surprisingly, now they are expensive. So the VW bus would be advertising to a high-class person that wants to appear like they don't care. This sailboat image would be a great image to sell a boat to a younger executive, an older man trying to reclaim his youth. This advertisement shows a high-class individual with a feeling of independence that is attractive to men. This advertisement shows a laid-back image of a high-class product. This advertisement shows a laid-back individual in a high-class shopping store. Here is another advertisement. This ad is in a low-class area and is attracting a high-class or artistic-minded individual. Low involvement decisions are decisions that advertisers can prompt quickly and without much effort. The low involvement decisions are ones of products and services we are familiar with, so there is not much need for education or explanation. Low involvement purchases are also less expensive items like fast food or personal care products like shampoo and conditioner. These advertisements show women selling hair ties in Korea. There is little explanation needed. This is an advertisement of a Dove soap bar. There is very little explanation needed. It is soap. But look closely at the colors they are using. Light green, which is soft and calm, and the use of green leaves gives the consumer a feeling the product is natural. High involvement decisions require much more of an advertiser. The advertiser has to do much more convincing, educating, and persuading to get the buyer through the purchase funnel. As an advertiser, high involvement advertisements are used for expensive items and/or complex products and services. This advertisement for Harley-Davidson is a high-tech and complex piece of machinery. An advertisement for the product can be either complex or simplistic, but the sale will not be made until the consumer is convinced that the product has the capabilities they desire and that the price is relative to the included features.